Hey there, book lovers. Welcome back to BookShortz, the place where we bring your favorite books to life in just a few minutes. If you're passionate about powerful stories, unforgettable characters, and hidden gems, you're in the right spot. Today, we're diving into Isabel Allende's latest masterpiece. My Name is Emilia del Valle, a historical epic about a fierce and fearless woman who writes her name into history. This story will take you from the streets of San Francisco to the battlefields of Chile, exploring themes of identity, courage, and the power of truth. Before we jump into the heart of this incredible journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more book summaries that'll inspire, thrill, and transport you to new worlds. Ready for the ride? Let's get started. Some women are born into history, and others carve their name into it with ink, sweat, and fire. Emilia del Valle is one of those women. In Isabel Allende's sweeping new historical novel, My Name is Emilia del Valle, we are swept into the life of a woman who refused to stay silent, who refused to be invisible, and who transformed her world, one word at a time. From the crowded streets of San Francisco to the smoldering political battlegrounds of Chile, this is a story of identity, truth, and fierce courage. And it begins not in power or privilege, but in scandal and shadows. Emilia's story starts in San Francisco at the tail end of the 19th century. She is born into secrecy and shame, the daughter of an Irish nun and a Chilean aristocrat. Her mother, Soledad, who once took religious vows, is exiled from her convent after becoming pregnant. Emilia's father, a wealthy Chilean, refuses to recognize the child or her mother. This rejection sets the tone for Emilia's early life. She grows up not with the comfort of family wealth, but with the love and resilience of her mother and her stepfather, a kind Mexican man named Diego del Valle, who gives her his last name and, more importantly, his protection and support. From a young age, Emilia senses the boundaries society places on her. Her mixed heritage, her illegitimacy, and her gender all position her as an outsider. But instead of retreating, Emilia leans into her differences. She is smart, observant, and hungry for knowledge. She devours books, especially newspapers, learning, not just about her city, but about the world. She becomes obsessed with truth, with the stories behind headlines, and the injustices hidden between the lines. As a teenager, Emilia begins writing. At first, her articles are modest contributions to local papers published under a male pseudonym, but her voice is unmistakable, strong, sharp, and unafraid. She writes about poverty, about inequality, about the quiet lives of women who bear the weight of a society built to ignore them. Her pieces gain attention not only for their clarity, but for their fire. She challenges the status quo at a time when women are expected to stay silent. But Emilia's ambitions are bigger than columns in a local paper. She is determined to understand her roots and confront the man who denied her existence. She wants to see the land of her father, the nation of Chile, where bloodlines and revolution often intertwine. When the Chilean Civil War of 1891 breaks out, Emilia sees her opportunity. Under the guise of journalistic coverage, she travels to South America. It is a journey that will change everything. Chile in the 1890s is a nation divided. The country is torn between the forces of an authoritarian president and a rebellious parliament. The war is brutal. Families are shattered, landscapes scorched, and allegiances tested. Emilia plunges into this world with a reporter's eye and a seeker's heart. She documents not just battles, but the human cost of war. She meets soldiers, generals, and most importantly, the women who follow the troops, cantineras. These women carry supplies, tend the wounded, and sometimes fight alongside the men. They are often forgotten in official records, but Emilia sees them and gives them voice. Among these women, Emilia finds unexpected kinship and strength. She sees in them the same defiance that burns inside her. She listens to their stories, writes them down, and with each word shapes a different narrative of heroism. For Emilia, war is not only fought with guns, but with memory, with truth, and with the power of storytelling. While in Chile, Emilia also begins to piece together her paternal history. She uncovers a network of powerful men who once silenced her mother and abandoned her. With courage and cunning, she confronts them not with vengeance, but with facts. She uses her pen as her weapon, revealing lies, exposing corruption, and demanding accountability. Her identity, which was once a source of shame, becomes her banner. Through Emilia Allende brings to life the complexities of heritage, especially for women born between worlds. Emilia is neither fully American nor fully Chilean. She is not accepted by the upper class that claims her blood, nor by the political machines that fear her voice. But Emilia chooses her identity on her own terms. She becomes both a chronicler and a participant in history. She writes her name into the national conscience, not through privilege, but through persistence. Back in the United States, Emilia continues her work with renewed purpose. She is no longer a hidden voice behind a male pseudonym. She signs her name proudly and gains recognition as one of the most fearless journalists of her time. She covers political upheavals, social reforms, and women's rights movements across the Americas. Her writing influences public opinion, and her personal story becomes emblematic of a broader fight for justice. Yet, Allende does not paint Emilia as a flawless heroine. She is human, made of fire and doubt. She questions her choices, mourns the consequences, and carries the scars of war. She experiences love and loss, betrayal and triumph. But through it all, she never relinquishes her voice. What makes My Name is Emilia del Valle so powerful is how it blends the personal with the political. Allende based parts of the novel on real historical events, including the Chilean Civil War, and the forgotten role of women in conflict. The novel also echoes Allende's own family history, especially her connection to former Chilean President Salvador Allende, whose tragic death during the 1973 coup left a lasting imprint on her life and work. But even as the novel explores grand themes of revolution and identity, it remains grounded in the intimate. We see Emilia as a daughter, as a young woman searching for belonging as a journalist, braving gunfire to get the truth, and as a witness to the sweeping tides of history. Her evolution is not just career-driven, but spiritual. She comes to understand that power is not only held by generals or politicians, but by those who dare to speak up when silence is expected. Isabel Allende's prose is as rich and evocative as ever. She conjures the heat of battle, the scent of ink on paper, the weight of unsaid words. Her characters are layered and alive. Even the minor figures, the cantoneras, the editors, the foot soldiers, are drawn with depth and empathy. Every scene pulses with urgency, and in the heart of it all stands Emilia, fierce, brilliant, unrelenting. She is a character who lingers long after the final page. She represents not just a woman of her time, but a timeless call to action. She is a reminder that history is not only shaped by those in power, but by those who document, resist, and remember. My Name is Emilia del Valle is more than a historical novel. It is a celebration of women's resilience and the enduring power of truth. It invites readers to witness the birth of a voice that refused to be erased. It challenges us to ask what stories go untold and who pays the price for silence. For fans of Allende's earlier works, this novel returns to many of her favorite themes: exile, belonging, revolution, and love, but with a fresh urgency. It feels both timeless and timely. At a moment in history when truth is often under siege and women's voices are still being challenged, Emilia del Valle emerges as a literary force, reminding us of the stakes of silence and the salvation of speech. In the end, Emilia does not merely write about history, she becomes part of it. And as we turn the final page, we realize her journey is not just hers alone. It belongs to every reader who has ever searched for their voice, fought to be heard, or dreamed of changing the world with nothing but the truth. If you want to listen, full audiobook for free. Link in description. Thank you.